It's red.
That means it's on. Guys, today I am joined with Big Flock, aka Cuban Missile, aka Mr. Make It Happen, aka Mr. Get Shit Done, aka Bit of a Degenerate. But we're joined with Big Flock. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name's Flacco. I come from a small place in Broward County, Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, and now we're here in Australia, about to go to Bali in like the next. Actually, I leave to Bali tomorrow, 8 a.m.
He's a fitness. What would you call yourself?
I'm somebody who just, at first, I started off as a fitness coach and then realized that it was more so I just want to show people the life I live, and if I can come from nothing, so can you.
So it's impacting.
It's an impact thing, you know?
So how'd you go from Broward County?
So growing up, I was like raised in projects. I was like, I didn't know where my next meal was coming from. Like I shared shoes with my little brothers, well, little brother. And then literally just like, I never knew how life was really gonna go because after I lost my little brother, that's when everything hit the fan. I was forced to grow up early. It was just me and my mom at home. My dad was on the road working. He'd go for like probably a couple months out on a truck and then come back for like a week or two and then go right back out. So I had a dad, but I didn't really have a dad.
Not like present.
Yeah. But like I'll never, like I'm glad he did what he did because after after like 10 years of doing that, somebody gave him a company and he turned that company from one truck to over 45 trucks. And right now he's trying to get 75.
So is he making more money than he was back then?
Yeah, everything changed for us probably like 5, 6 years ago. And then ever since then, like we were getting by. And then I started doing my own thing, and then I started working for him. So now I'm working for him and doing my own thing, which is giving me a lot more wiggle room to be able to go out, pursue my dreams, travel, meet new people.
But you didn't grow up with bread.
No, not at all. I ended
Did
up.
you immigrate from Cuba or you were born and
No,
raised
my
in?
dad came on a raft.
Yeah.
Like he came on a raft. My mom came from. She left Cuba, went from Cuba to Spain. They met in Miami. They had me, but growing up, when my dad had me, he was an actual degenerate. So let's say my dad was in one of those games where it was like kill or be killed, and there was a time somebody stole his car, and then he thought he saw the car. So something happened where he ended up getting locked up for like I think a couple years of my life, but I was still young, so I didn't remember. So that was like a big toll on my mom.
So your mom was like riding solo,
Yeah, my
trying to
mom.
provide.
Yeah,
And
and then it got to a point where like we were just going from project home to project home to project home, and then the loss of
Project Home is like
project home is like I don't even know how to explain it. It's literally like just like small houses with
it's
like,
like paid for by the government. Yeah.
and then we would get kicked out from project to project to project, and up until like I lost my little brother in a car accident. We went to go visit family, and somebody cut us off. My mom was driving, and the car flipped like 3 times. He flew out. There's like 7 people in the car. I got a scar on my head. I got road rash on my ass.
Yeah.
It was a very like bad car accident, and then after that, I was just like forced to grow up early. Like one of the main things my dad told me every time he'd go off, he's like, "Don't let your mom see you cry. Be the man in the house and take care of your mother."
Yeah. That's something you gotta do. Like if your dad's not there, then you gotta mature.
Yeah, I gotta
like,
step up.
Mad young.
So growing up in school, it wasn't hard for me to make friends, but like I definitely like chose my circle and kept close. And then I spent most of my time just like going back home, playing the game, just like doing shit that any other kid would do, but like I wouldn't really go outside. And then like it got to a point where I got tired of video games, and then I met my best friend. His name's Kevin, and literally like we would just do everything we weren't supposed to do. We'd break into homes, we'd go fishing. I lived like a child through him. Every little single bad shit that he wanted to do, I was right there with him. Everything I wanted to do, he was right there with me. And it was just something that like really changed my eyes on like how life was. Because when I left him and went to Bradenton, because I ended up leaving Fort Lauderdale myself, and I moved in with my godparents, and then my parents followed after. But taking that step when I left, it was a big change. I was like stepping into a whole new world. I had to create another name for myself, which I didn't create the best name. In high school, I ended up I wasn't a nobody in middle school and like the beginning of high school in Broward, but like I wasn't really known, and I didn't like the fact that all the popular kids were so cool and I wasn't. So I was like, all right, you know what? This time it's gonna be different. I'm gonna make a name for myself. So when I got to this new high school, I ended up building a name for myself. Everybody knew who I was. I was one of like the popular kids in school, but like for the wrong reasons. I slept around with almost every girl. Almost every girl. All the guys, they didn't like me because whenever they start dating somebody, they would start dating somebody I already slept with, so that would cause problems. So it got to a point where like I had a big clique in high school up until halfway through junior year. That's when everything started to die down a little bit because I'd always like get close with higher older people.
Mm.
So whenever they went off to college or whatever, I was like kind of in high school all by myself. And it got to a point where like I was cool with myself. Like I was glad that I was by myself. I was able to just chill. And then I found friends outside of like different high schools, and I would just like go to the beach with them. I'd go do shit with them. I'd go travel to Daytona, go for the truck meets, like all while not having any money.
Mm.
I was just doing everything I could just to like be able to escape my past. And then it got to a point where like I can't keep running away from it because nothing will get better if I don't face it. So I would not be able to talk about like the loss of my little brother, like the pills that my mom has to take on a daily because otherwise she won't be able to function throughout the day. Like my dad's always working nonstop. Like when I'm back home, I have a dad obviously, and I love my dad to death. But 9 times out of 10, my dad's more like a manager than anything else because like
Mm.
I've worked for him. So it's kind of hard to have that relationship.
What was like? So how old were you when you were homies with what, Kevin?
When I was homies with Kevin, it was like it was from the sandbox. Like we played Little League growing up,
And then that was in one place, and then you moved from there.
and then I left. Yeah, that was my brother. Like Kevin
But
was my
what was
brother.
that transition like? So you went from you were doing bad shit with him, and then you just went to high school, but you were still doing bad shit.
Yeah,
in
I
high
was doing
school.
okay. So I was raised in the ghetto, like very ghetto. So like everything I was known for, like to be around was hood people, like, trap stars, all that because that's how it is back home. So
Mm.
when I first got to Bradenton, I tried to hang around all like the ghetto kids, all the hood people. Like that's just what I wanted to do. Like I did not want to be around the suburb kids because I always felt like they always thought they were better than us, which they did, because I got into a lot of trouble with a lot of kids because of that. But I started finding myself in the wrong places again, and then I literally don't know what happened, but like a little flip switched, and I was like, you know what, just isn't for me. So sophomore year, I dropped everything and I went started hanging out with the suburbs kids, and I'd be invited to their mansions, their boats, their this, their that. So I was just like, okay, I can live a fancy life through them. So I
Mm.
didn't have to worry about anything I did because I knew they were gonna do it. And then it got to a point where they stopped inviting me, so I wasn't doing the fucking fun shit anymore. So I was like, okay, what do I got to do? Started locking in. I got a job at a Sweet Berries. There's a little ice cream shop. I
Did
got
you didn't go to college?
no,
So you finished school, and then you're like, well, I'm not going to college.
because around senior year, at the end of senior year, I found myself with people who reminded me of home, but in a good way. Their names are Christian and Ethan. Oh my god, literally, I love them to death. I did everything I ever wanted to do through them, but like when I say that, I don't mean good things. Like when I turned 18, the moment I turned 18, I didn't miss a single weekend in the club. I'm talking about we were out Thursday through Sunday every weekend. I was going to bars, I was traveling, I was doing everything. And let's just say their lifestyle wasn't as legalized as everybody else's. So we had a lot of fun because we were able to spend a lot of money that's like not
Mm.
what you're supposed to be doing.
Mm.
So we would go out, we would travel, we would go sleep around. I don't do drugs. I ain't gonna say they do, but we had a blast. Like we would just go out, we'd party, we'd go fucking the Daytona truck meets again, but this time going older and being able to do what I want and not having a parent around tell me what I can and cannot do.
Mm.
I took full advantage of like my young age. Like I was able to
How old were you at this point?
I was 18, 19, and 20. Those 3 years were like nobody could tell me what to do. I thought I was invincible.
So then what? I guess what did that look like? And then has anything changed? Are you more locked in now? Like
Okay,
when did you kind
everything
of go?
changed whenever something went down where Christian had to go back to Northport. Then the homie Ethan, he went to FSU.
Mm.
So he went to go live a frat life. He is now like one of those suburban white frat dudes
Yeah.
that I love him for that. He went from being a gangbanger to a frat boy.
Y'all did.
Yeah, and then the other one went back home with his parents, and now he's just like locked in on like e-commerce. He's just working a 9 to 5. Like he's just trying to get his bag
Yeah.
up until it gets to a point where he's gonna be financially free.
But what made you guys go from like living like that to then being like, actually, no, like let's fucking lock in?
I realize I only have one life, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody has 2 lives. Every man has 2 lives. The first life is when they think they're invincible. The second life is when they realize they only have one life. So when everybody goes through that one little thing where it's like, oh shit, this is real,
Mm.
that's when life changed. So for me, it was seeing the homies get locked up again.
Mm.
and then I lost one of my best friends on a bike, and I realized I was never gonna see him again.
Mm.
So like that was just like, okay, like I gotta stop doing this dumb shit, otherwise I'm next.
Mm.
Because if I didn't, I was gonna either be dead or locked up in a cell.
Yeah.
Because all I did was straight degenerate shit.
Yeah, so that's like similar to, like very different, but still similar in terms of you come to a point where you realize like this is what your future looks like, right? So for me, I was working in like a warehouse, working in construction. I could see like the 50, 60-year-olds that were doing the job and been doing the job for like 30 years. And I started to really, really hate it. And I went, well, that's my future if I don't do shit. Yours was like more so the people around you, they're like doing degenerate shit or get like literally dying. And you were like, well, I'm just going to end up either locked up, being a degenerate, like being a loser, or like dead. So let me start to change things. Is that what happened?
Yeah, because I've realized like there's a saying where it goes like, you are the average of the 5 people you hang around. So if I'm hanging around nothing but low lives and degenerates and everything, they're like people that do shit that I'm not supposed to be doing. I'm gonna be just like them.
Mm.
And my family, so my little brother passed away. My older brother, he needed medications, but after the accidents, he didn't want to take them anymore. So like now he's not a vegetable, but like you can't have a conversation with him, and he's like mentally ill. So like out of the three, I'm the only one that's able to like breathe, walk, talk, and do everything that he can do to get to a certain place. And why not me? You get what I'm
Mm.
saying? Like I feel like I've been chosen to like really provide and be something and build something for myself to be able to
Mm.
provide for my family and give all the freedom to them that they can't give to me.
Luke 12:48 says, "To he who much is given, much is expected." So you're the one in the family that's like able-bodied and actually got the potential. So much more is expected of you now because of that.
Yeah.
So it's like you got to go out and get it, and then you can bring that to your family. You know, you can bring it back, help your mom, your dad, and then put on for them basically. But um, that's like it's the situation that you ended up in, and you feel like it was like, was there a catalyst that made you start to feel like you wanted to go? Because you said you're a product of who you spend your time with. You were like living that, like you were part of the problem, like you were doing
Yeah.
this shit. So when did you go like, oh, this is actually not good for me?
Whenever whenever money got put on my head
Mm.
to like get me gone, not like killed, but like they definitely wanted me. So
Mm.
I was I started hanging around the wrong group, and they did a whole bunch of shit. But since I hang with them 24/7, I was a part of that group. So
Mm.
I'd have ops or whatever you guys call them.
Like, how did I get
Yeah,
these
like
ops?
how did I was just a kid in high school just doing a whole bunch of stupid shit, and then I ended up getting to a point where like I have a hell of ops, and everywhere I'd go I had to have my head on a swivel, and then people would wreck because me and the homie Christian, we looked alike.
Mm.
So I would go places and then people think I was him, and then whole time I'm not him, but I'm with him 24/7.
Mm.
So a lot of my relationships really went downhill because of the people I was around. Because I
Yeah.
didn't know that they knew my friends from high school because of what they did to them.
Yeah.
And then it got to a whole point where they started brawling with my best friends from high school, and it was just like, it got to a point where I was just like, bro, I can't do this.
You gotta separate yourself from
Yeah,
it.
I
You
was
get
always the kid that like people would be like, I don't want you hanging around with him. He's a bad influence. And now, those same people come to me asking me for advice, how I changed my
Mm.
life, why did I start doing fitness? Like I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for fitness.
Mm.
100%.
Yeah.
Like fitness changed my life completely. And at first, I really just did it for the girls. I was like, I want to get big so I can just sleep with everybody. And then it didn't bring me any girls. I got more girls when I was skinny and drove a Mini Cooper than what I do now,
Mm.
because I thought the gym and having a sexy body was just like a female gaze where it's just like, yeah, come here. But then
Mm.
it gets to a point where like the gym just taught me nothing but discipline,
Mm.
hard work, showing like this is like discipline anyway, showing up regardless of how you feel. There's like no, I don't believe in motivation. You can be motivated one day and then the next day you're not motivated and then you don't do shit. But the
Yeah.
discipline aspect that comes from the gym shows me that regardless of what I do, if I show up every single day and get it done, there's
Yeah.
no way there's not gonna be any results.
You got to take like that's why the biggest mistake people make is like if they're like, oh, I don't feel motivated. It's like you don't need to. You know, it's
No.
discipline, it's obsession that trumps everything else. But so the gym and then basically like just a bunch of fucked up bullshit situations made you like, okay, I need to change.
Yeah, bro.
And then what you were was that 21, 20? When were we?
Okay, so like when at the end, like I think it was like mid 20, I was like, all right, I didn't sleep with any girls for like 7 months at all. I didn't like, I would always entertain them. Yeah, like no, everybody likes entertainment, But then I found God. I've always believed in God, but then her name's Hannah Farrar. Literally one of my closest friends. I love her to death. I hold her in such a high place in my life. We were at the beach one time, and she was like, "You should come to church with me tomorrow." I was like, "I'm going out to the club tonight. If I wake up, I go." She goes, "No, you're coming. Like, wake up. Like, I don't care how tired you are. You're coming." I ended up going to church. I loved it. It's called what's that church called? The Bridge Church. It's called the Bridge Church. And I went there, and it's like a very modernized church. And when I went, they literally talked to me about exactly what's going on in my life. And I was like, okay, I can do this again. Next weekend, I went. And then I would still go to the club, go to church, go to the club, go to church, go to the club, go to church. So I would still go out, but I'd still show up. I know I can't live that life. I know that's
Mm.
not how it works.
Yeah.
But then it got to a point where stopped going to the club so I can start going to church. And then I
Mm.
just kept going to church and kept going to church and kept going to church. I eventually got baptized. But then I found myself in a relationship. She was an amazing girl. I have nothing bad to say about her. Like, she was like literally one of the best girls that I have ever been with. And her family was very loving, and we ended up going through something where it was just like I just felt like the one time I needed her, she wasn't there for me in a way where I was just like, okay, like I don't want to be with somebody who doesn't know what they want.
Mm.
And I just felt like I poured everything into that relationship, and I tried to do everything to make her happy, and it was very, very draining. And I'm not gonna say who, but somebody told me, somebody very close to me told me that like the moment I got with her, they're like my smile disappeared and I wasn't the same anymore
Mm.
because I just I wanted it to work so bad. But that's life and that's the way it goes. I still wish her nothing but the best. Like her family's beautiful. I had a little trouble with some of them, but like I said, I wouldn't change anything. Her dad, that's an OG. I love her dad. Her dad's an OG. I will forever. But yeah, after that, that's when everything like that's when I started taking shit more serious. Cause I remember there was one time we were laying in bed and I told her about the social media aspect and I was like, yeah, I want this shit to pay for my life. I was like, do you believe in me? And she goes, I just don't think it's I just don't think it's realistic.
Mm.
And I was like, damn, like the person that I want to build a future with and like I plan everything with doesn't like believe in me. So I was like, all right, bet. So when that shit ended, I was like, all right, time to focus on myself. I didn't sleep with anybody for 7 more months. And I was just work, post. Even when my like social media was not hitting, I'd only get like 2, 3 thousand views, 4,000 views. I would still post. Like I didn't care. Like I knew if I showed up every single fucking day on the gram, I knew something was gonna hit. All it takes is one video, this, that, and then like eventually my views started to go up, my following started to go up, people started to engage with me, and got to a point where then I went to go to Fort Lauderdale to go get my tattoo done. And then I met my best homie, Raphael. Shout out Raphael Tats. That's like one of the best homies ever, bro. I love him to death. Him and everybody at that shop. That will forever be home. He helped me a lot with putting me on game about social media, how to do it, how to edit your videos, what sounds to use, what this, what that. So like that was like another step in my life. And everything just started going and going and going. And I realized that the more you plan shit, the more shit doesn't go your way and you just get discouraged.
Mm.
If you just end up going with the flow and see what happens, life is beautiful. So like
Mm.
whenever I take a trip down to Fort Lauderdale to go see Raph and the homies, I don't tell them, yo, I'm coming this day, that. No, I just show up. I just show up, and then wherever life takes me, that's where life takes me. And that's literally how I've been living my life these past couple like months.
Yeah, it's so easy to get caught up with the like end goal or the output, but if people just focus on the input, like you said, like if you just post every day, if you just go train every day, and you're like, I don't care how I end up looking, I don't really care how many followers I get or how many views, just do the input. So many people like obsess over like what's gonna happen, and just like you're not even doing the thing you're supposed to be doing. So if you just focus on the input, eventually you're gonna get a good outcome. So like you said, it's not always about like planning and sitting there strategizing. It's like just throwing jabs. And then the thing about that is just like the devil will trick you into thinking that there's going to be that perfect time or like that perfect punch is coming. But like you said, it's just about throwing jabs. It's like post every
Yeah.
day, go gym every day.
You gotta
And,
keep hitting, bro. Otherwise, like, you're just gonna get knocked down and you're not
yeah.
gonna get up. I'm somebody who, like, no matter how many times I get hit, no matter how hard I get hit, regardless of how corny it sounds, I get right back up.
Mm.
It's just like the way it is. Cause otherwise, you can play victim, bro. People go, "Oh, my life's so shit. I done been through so much." Like, but bro, I lost my little brother, and my mom's on medications, and she's barely happy. Like,
Mm.
she's like just now starting to like really, and I'm over here traveling and shit. She's missing me like crazy. But like I'm doing shit, okay? Like I got a shitty ass past too, but I'm out here, I'm working, I'm putting myself in places where like I need to be. And then literally, I think it was February, Gymshark hosted a Lift Miami event. I went down there. I always say, oh, I'm going down there to go network. Whole time I'm just going down there to see if I can meet new people, meet people that like want to do the same shit that I want to do, or just like anything in that kind of aspect. I ended up meeting 10 from Raw Dog. And then 10 was like, this was the craziest shit ever. Literally, like, because I don't like treating people like celebrities, and I didn't even know who they were till like that same day.
Mm.
And I see 10 just making eye contact with me left and right. And then I end up going up to 10. We start talking. It was like a great convo. And then we go for the little 5K run. He ends up running with us for like probably like, he ran with Priscilla, one of my homegirls. She's really cool. He ran the whole way with Priscilla, but I could not keep up, bro. I'm not a runner. And when we come back from the run, he goes, "Yo, we just booked our tickets to space. Buy your ticket." And I was like, "All right, bet. I'll buy my ticket." He's like, "Actually, I got 2 extra beds in my hotels. You can come stay with us."
Mm.
So we ended up going. I stayed with 10 the entire weekend. We had a fucking blast. We just took care of them the entire time. And then after that, they go, "Come to Austin next weekend. We got an Austin Marathon. All the boys gonna be there." So I ended up going. Mind you, I don't know them, bro. Like I don't have a single idea who they are. None of that shit. I end up just booking the flight that same day. End up going to Austin. I meet everybody over there. I love every single person up there. 100%. They're all genuine, pure, and they all want me to succeed. So that's something I love even more. And that was just me putting myself in the right position. Like you don't know who you're gonna meet. You don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know where your life's gonna be in the next 2 seconds.
Mm.
I would have never thought that one trip changed my life.
Mm.
I wouldn't be here right now if I didn't take that trip. I wouldn't
Yeah.
be here right now if I didn't start fitness.
Yeah. It's like just back to what you said about like the victim mindset is like all none of that shit would have happened if you just sat there and just cried about your
Yeah.
circumstances. But like similar thing, both my brothers were like in that life that you were in, like they were like trapping and all that stuff. And then all my siblings are kind of like they have their own shit where it's a bit fucked up. And my mom, she'll always be like, "Oh, they're this way because this happened when they were a kid, or they're this way because of this circumstance." And I'm like, you can't say that because then you speak it into and you make them believe it. Whereas I had the same upbringing, but I'm doing exactly what I want to be doing. You know what I mean? So it's the same for you. It's like we can all sit here and cry about like all the fucked up shit that's happened about us, or we can just accept it and figure out how we're gonna move
Bro,
forward.
my problems made me who I am today. Like I get
Exactly.
to cherish everything so much more because I come from humble beginnings. And like, for example, me losing my little brother, like whenever I build like a really good connection with somebody, bro, I cherish that shit so much
Mm.
because like you don't know what you have until you lose it.
100%. And that's like the the thing that's beautiful, which you said, is like you almost like you just got to be grateful for it. So it's like although there's been so many fucked up situations in my past, and they're like, oh, your dad was this way, and that's why like your siblings are fucked up. It's like I get to be here, and because I've done the work and I've gotten the result I wanted, I can be happy about everything that's happened in my past, good or bad, because it got me to where I am now.
Exactly.
So it's like maybe because this was a bit fucked up, it made me think this way, and now I'm here. You know what I mean? And then you just don't look at anything as a negative because you're where you are. So you have that burden of responsibility to get yourself to where you want to be. But once you get there, now the past doesn't matter and the circumstance doesn't matter. Yes, obviously, shit things happen, but it's like, where are you now? And it's like you're on the path that you want to be on. You're doing the things you want to be doing. And
That's
yeah,
why I'm like, bro, I'm somebody who I love the journey. I love the journey because you meet so many cool people, you experience so many cool things, and some people really rush the point where it's like, I just want to get to the destination. I just want to get to the destination. I just want to get to, and then
I
they
did that
get there
shit.
exactly, and then you get there, and then what?
Yeah, and then you realize the journey was the best
The
part.
journey's the best part
Yeah.
because of everything that comes with it. And
Mm.
then everything that comes with it, that's what you're able to like fucking like you just cherish the destination so much more because you decided to like actually like slow
Yeah.
down, smell the flowers,
That's what I
and then
tell.
realize.
That's what I tell everyone is like, because I remember when I was like trying to get to my first 10K month, I was like grinding, I was like on my shit, locked in my room, but I was just obsessing over like 10K a month, 30K a month, 50K a month, and then once you hit those, you're like, fuck, I wish I had that feeling when I was racing to that 10K a month when I was like grinding, because there's nothing like that. So I always tell people, I'm like, if they're on the come up and they're like, oh, I really want to do this and I really want to do that, but I'm not making them. I'm like, you're in the best part right now. You just don't realize it. So just like be present and enjoy that shit.
And one of the main things that stops people from like actually trying, people are not afraid of fit. Damn. People aren't afraid of failure, bro. They're afraid of how people would see them if they fail. And
Mm.
that's what stops them from going. Because like in my eyes, when I first started, I was like, bro, damn, everybody's gonna think I'm a corny ass motherfucker if I just keep.
Yeah.
But I kept going, regardless of how I felt. Yeah, some people thought I was corny, some people didn't. I didn't care. I just kept showing up and showing up and showing up and showing. Like, hey, I'm in Australia right now and I'm going to Bali tomorrow. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you can't be mad at me. You mad because you didn't take action? That's on you. Many people just like they feel like just because they can't do it, you can't do it.
Yeah. But that's like another whole like false belief. Like obviously people like would hate on you, people have hated on me, but it's like no one's sitting there like really thinking about you as much as you think. So many people like they have that fear of how they're gonna be perceived if they fail, but it's like no one's even fucking really watching. You know
You
what I
know
mean?
what changed my life completely? I saw it was like a little quote where it was like you're a different person in everybody's life. Everybody look in one life, somebody look at you and be like, "Oh my God, he's such a sweetheart. He's such a good kid." In somebody else's life, you're a narcissist. You did me dirty. You did this. You did
Yeah.
that. So everybody has their own little
Perceive,
visual
yeah.
and perception of who you really are. When whole time you know exactly who you are. So
Yeah.
if you keep presenting that same person to everybody else, there's no stopping you. Just because somebody feels some type of way about you, that's not how the rest of the world looks at you.
Yeah, I think that's what I always tell people. I'm like, whether it's for being in front of a female, whether it's for being in front of your boys, if you want like the best result in your life at all, it's just like the one thing I've learned is like don't change who you are in front of different people because a lot of people do that. They have like different masks for different
Yeah,
people.
like for example, you and I can be hanging right now, and then a girl will come in, and then I'm just like, oh shit,
But like you
and then I
don't
gotta try to be nonchalant just because a shorty walked in. I want to see if she want to sleep with me. You get what I'm
no,
saying? That's
exactly.
just,
You
and it's
can't.
most of the time it's because dudes just want girls. They just
Yeah.
want to look good. They just want to be that cool guy. Huh?
You're gonna put your knee in front of your face in front of the team.
I knew that. I knew that. I knew that.
So make sure, yeah, spread that shit. But no, like, yeah, I think you just, if you can be authentic, be yourself regardless of who's there, that's how you're then going to get. And the last thing you want to do is like become a nonchalant dreadhead in front of the shorties. And
Bro,
then they get to know you and they're like, oh, you're not nonchalant. Like, you're.
you put up a facade.
Exactly, yeah.
There's,
So,
bro. I sometimes I used to say like, oh my God, I just wish I was just a nonchalant person sometimes. But there's not a nonchalant bone in my body, bro.
same,
Like,
yeah.
I'll be doing some dumb shit at like dinner or something, and then the homie would be like, bro, in front of the hush, I'm like, bro, I don't care, bro. Like, I really don't, because at the end of the day, like, I want somebody to fall in love with me because of who I am, not
Yeah.
because of how I look or what I do. You get what I'm saying? Like, I want to have like a best friend for life. I don't want to have no serious ass girl who like she knows she's bad, and she just feels like she's entitled to everything else, and then she feels like she's Kim K. I don't need that, bro. I want her to be childish as hell and just like being able to make me laugh the same way I make her laugh. Cause I'm a funny ass guy. Shit, I take that shit to the grave. Like, there's no, all from showing my personality. Every time I meet somebody, the first thing they say is, "But your personality is amazing." All because I'm just letting my inner child roam freely. I'm just a
Yeah.
I'm a grown ass child. That's what I like to call myself.
Yeah. I think I'm the same. I think I've always been like a little bit retarded since I was young. And it was like, that's like the thing that makes you unique. Is you do meet a lot of people and they're just like NPC as personalities.
Yeah.
You're just like,
You don't,
I've
that,
met
but
some
those
people.
aren't people you need, bro. Those
No,
are
like
not
I
people you
speak to
need.
them and I'm like trying to joke with them and they're just like, there's nothing there. And I'm like, fuck, how do you get through life? Like, there's
That's
nothing.
literally how they live.
I know. And I just can't be like that. I'm just not nonchalant.
There's
Like,
no reason to be a nonchalant person, bro. Like that's just like you putting yourself in a depression.
I think the best thing, if not to be nonchalant, is just to be more like reserved with who you give your time to. Like when you're around the people you want to be around, be yourself. But it's like don't go giving like time, energy, and attention just to anyone who like doesn't deserve it. You know.
Because some people, I've met a lot of cool, like nonchalant people, where they're like when they're out in public, they're just chilled on their phone, they're listening to music, they escape the real world. But then like when we're in closed rooms, they're a child. They don't shut the fuck up. They're just laughing. They're saying a whole bunch of stuff. I'm like, bro, you have such a cool personality, but you hold it back because you want to be looked at as some cool person. Like, that's not cool, bro.
Yeah.
I used to think being cool was so cool. And now, bro, I realize that being myself is the
It's
coolest
cool, yeah,
version that I
exactly.
can. Like, bro, there's nothing better than just going out and literally be like, for example, whenever we went out with the girls over here at in Bondi, whenever the first couple, like literally the first night we landed, I was a fucking dumbass. Like I was just being myself. I was saying a whole bunch of crazy shit. I was laughing with them. I make stupid jokes. I make my ugly ass faces, and they loved it. They love it more because you're not afraid to show your personality. It shows confidence whenever you're able
I
to be.
think a thing that is super attractive to women is like when you're not like socially programmed. So it's like he knows he shouldn't be saying this thing, but he doesn't care, and he's not conforming to basically like what people think is acceptable. Like they're like he genuinely does not give a fuck,
Yeah.
and that's attractive, I think. And it's like authenticity is like the best thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People can smell and see very clearly when something's inauthentic.
There's a saying, I'm trying to remember it right now. It's like authentic energy makes fake people.
Uncomfortable or something.
Like, it's something like that, bro. It's like if you're like an actual real person, you say a whole bunch of real things and you're just yourself, it makes like other people just glitch.
Mm.
Like it just gets to a point where like they don't know what to say, they don't know how to react, all because they're like, oh shit, like this motherfucker. There's nothing that can stop. Yeah, because that's how the way life's supposed to be, bro. You're not supposed to be some cool character. You're not supposed to be some suit tie. Like, bro, you're not him, bro.
Yeah.
He is him. You're not even that guy.
Exactly. I think if you are naturally that person and you're like spiffy and stuff, then yeah. But if you're not, then it's like you can't play a character. Basically, I think everyone's got their own archetype, and you got to play into that. Like you, like the Puerto Rican Bad Bunny, like
There ain't no Puerto Rican
Playboy.
Bad Bunny. It's Cuban. I've been telling you this.
you know what I'm saying though. It's
Yeah.
like you play into the archetype that you are, like, and that's authentic. And I play into like the archetype that I am. It's like one's archetype might be like a cowboy, and they play into that. Some might be like a drippy little Chinese teen. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So you play into the archetype that you are, and
Yeah.
I think that's how you get the best results in life in general. But yeah.
That's literally just the way life goes, bro. People overcomplicate everything. Like, for example, whenever people start going to the gym, they'll overcomplicate the gym like a motherfucker, bro. They'll literally be like, oh, I want to go to the gym, but like, I don't know. Bro, they think they have to train and eat and sleep and do everything like a bodybuilder when the whole time, all you really have to do is go to the gym 4 or 5 times a week, eat the right foods, and just get a little bit of rest. It's that simple. But since people want to overcomplicate everything, they malfunction, bro.
Mm.
They malfunction. There's like dumbass AIs in there that they don't have the software update or some shit.
You see the same shit in business. It's like people, they spread themselves too thin. Like they have this offer, they have that offer. They want to do this. They want to do physical products, digital products, and they just do a bunch of fucking nothing because it's like now you've overcomplicated. Where it's like if you just focus on the one thing, like your personal brand, for example, you just focus on that. That's what you do best. Then you're gonna win. It's the same with the gym. It's like if you're focusing on like this and that, it's like just go in there, lift some heavy shit, eat the right food, and you'll get results basically.
It's literally that fucking simple, bro. But like I said, bro, people just they're too stuck in their own head where it gets to a point where they feel like they gotta do everything perfect.
Mm.
When life's not about perfect, bro. You can't spell millions without a couple L's in that motherfucker, bro.
Mm.
Like you have to lose, bro. I was really talking to my mom about today about something. It was like I told her like my next big step in life of what I want to do, and she was like, "Oh, you just gotta be careful. Like you don't know, you don't this." I'm like, "Ma, I need to fall on my face a couple times in order for me to learn what I have to do." And she was like, "Yeah, you're right." Because, bro, a lot of people are scared to fail. A lot. And I'm somebody who like, bro, my plan B is everybody's plan A, a 9 to 5.
Mm.
If shit ever hits the fan, bro, I'm going to work construction and then get a truck and go buy a property or some shit.
Yeah.
But that's not, like, that plan B is never going to happen.
Exactly.
Because
yeah.
I know damn well, I bet on myself 24/7 and I know exactly where I'm going to be and I know exactly how I'm going to get there. So, like, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah,
and that's all from just trusting me and God and
Yeah.
going with the flow and the path that He has for me.
I think it's like act fast, fail fast, and then you'll learn quicker and you'll get to where you want to be quicker. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
there's
but
no
a lot of
point in
people make the
trying
same dumbass mistakes.
Yeah,
Like me.
like you.
I fall short every single day, bro.
Yeah, but my point being is like the more you fail and the faster you fail, the quicker you'll get. You know, you'll learn.
Yeah, because some people fail and they don't learn because they just think they're
Exactly.
failing.
Yeah.
Whole times they're not losses, they're
Fail.
lessons.
Tight shit. That's what I was gonna say. It's just lessons. So like, you just need to have the clarity of mind to look at the L's and understand that that's a lesson. Okay, what can I take from this? This didn't work out. Why did it not work out?
Like, for example, my
For-
last relationship. Like, literally, like I said, amazing girl, beautiful girl. I learned how to actually love somebody.
Mm,
Like, I genuinely learned how to, like, treat a girl right. I learned how to make her feel pretty. I learned how to, like, be a family-oriented person. I learned how to spend time with both family. Like, that's something I learned. Like, people look at that relationship, and they'll be like, damn, you had such a good girl, but you lost her.
wasted time, XYZ.
Wasted time, XYZ. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, bro. Like, that's just the way life goes.
God gave you the lessons, and now you can apply it to your next
Exactly.
relationship. Same with business. I tried to start a social media marketing agency, and I failed at that. But what was the lesson I took from that? The reason I failed was because I didn't have skill sets. Then I went and picked up the skill sets, made the fucking money, and then I was able to build that into a business. So it's like, as long as you're taking the failures and using them to equip your mind with better knowledge and better experience moving forward, then you're gonna win. And that's like what you were speaking about before with plan Bs and shit like that. how I've always explained it. Whenever someone's like hate, doubt, anything, I'm like, there's one fucking road for me. There's nothing else. So it's like on this road, there might be failures and setbacks and lessons, but I can't go to the left. I can't go to the right. I can't go back. The only way is forward. So it's like hate, doubt, failure, whatever. I'm still gonna fucking get to where I'm going because there's only one way.
There's only one way, bro, and it's literally just taking that next step, left, right, left, right, left, right. Otherwise, you're just gonna be stuck. Otherwise, you're gonna sit in the same spot, relive the same day, be around the same people, go drink the same drinks, go see the same bitch. Like it's just over and over. Bro, that's why people get deja vu, bro, because they spend their entire weeks doing the same shit. They go clock in, 9 to 5, 9 to 5, 9 to 5, 9 to 5. The weekend comes, they go out to the same bar, see the same people, drink the same drinks, eat the same food. Bro, no shit, you're gonna get deja vu. Same shit's gonna happen over and over
Bro, I
again.
cannot live like that. Like, for me, repetition and like stagnation feels like I'm dying. Like, I remember when I was working my job, I was like, it was the same shit every day. Like you said, waking up early. Repetition, when you hate what you're doing, you can't stay there else you kill yourself. Like, literally,
Fuck
that's
no.
where I got to. So I was like, waking up 5 a.m., like driving an hour in the cold, working the bullshit ass job that I hated. And like, people do this and it's like, oh, it's good that it sucks because that's going to force you to do something about it. So it's like when your situation's fucked up, when everything's crashing down, good. Now you get to do something about it. So that was the situation I was in. I was like, cool, I hate my situation. Let me change it. But like some people, like based off what you were saying just then when I was going like this, I was going to say like, I don't know how. Some people are okay with that. Some people can wake up every day, do the same shit, see the same people, have the same badass habits, and not really be too concerned with progression.
Bro, shit like that's like a general curse, bro. It's that simple. They're okay with it because they've seen their entire family do the same shit over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And they, for some people, like I'm not saying like that's bad because some people can live their life like that. Some people are okay with working a 9 to 5. Some people are okay with just getting a small house.
And we're not better than like
Yeah,
anyone
no,
that.
I don't look at it as like, oh, I'm better than you because I want to do this. No, 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 no. Like I respect it because this is gonna sound crazy as hell, but we need people to put the burgers in the bags and this and that. But like that's not just like it's okay for some people to do that because they just want to live a small, simple
Yeah.
life and just be able to
Facts.
enjoy it. We just have bigger fucking plans. We got bigger ambitions. We have like we want to
Exactly.
get after it because we know we can.
Now, in saying that, it's like, yes, someone has to do it, right?
Yeah,
And some people are okay to do it. Someone has to do it, but it doesn't have to be you. You know what I mean?
exactly.
If you're sitting there in that job and you feel like you're meant for more and you want to do more, doesn't have to be
Yeah,
you.
that's just some people's passion. Like for example, I want to do registered nursing. Like I was gonna go to college for that. I didn't, obviously, but shit, I'm here, and now I'm able to like I said, bro. I just want to be able to travel, experience new cultures, see what life's really about. You never know where you're gonna end up, and then, like everybody goes, "What's your plan? Like, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years, bro?" I don't know where I see myself next month. Like that's how I want to live life. I don't want to know where I'm gonna be
Why do you want to live like that?
because that's the best part. Like I said, going with the flow. You don't know where you're gonna be. You don't know who you're gonna be. You don't know where your future holds.
Yeah.
Like you have no idea. And it's scary, but at the same time it's beautiful because
Mm.
it can either be a really good place or it could be a really shit place. And if you
Yeah.
fall face down on the ground, some people dig themselves deeper and go even deeper.
Yeah.
When you hit rock bottom, bro, the only way is up. It's that simple. Start figuring out like the little pieces of the stupid shit that you failed with, like you said, the lessons. Grab those little pieces and go up.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah, I'm like the opposite as to you with that, whereas like I like to have a really, really clear vision and then have a really, really clear plan on executing on that vision. But like what you said, I have an idea of where I want to go and I have a clear plan of how I'm going to get there. But the thing that I think is stupid is when people are like, I'm going to do this next month or I'm going to do this within the next 6 months. When I'm like, God chooses whether or not he wakes you up tomorrow.
Exactly.
So it's like, you're not God. You can't decide even whether you wake up tomorrow. So have a vision and have a plan, but like live every day, like you said, like it's your last, because who the fuck knows if you even wake up? Who knows if you even here next month? We don't know, right? So you're not God. You can't decide that. But then it's like, I also am of the belief where it's like, if you don't know where you're going, you don't have a plan, then how the fuck are you going to get to where you want to be? You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
But like at the end of the day, we all know like where we want to end up.
Mm.
But that's like I said, that's the destination. The journey is these next couple months, these next
Yeah.
couple years. I don't know what the journey holds for me. I know where I want to end up at.
Mm.
I just like, for example, like doing all this. I would love to bring the homies from back home with me, and be able to just like, oh yeah, you don't got it, I got you. Like come through, like come experience this with me. Let's go to Thailand. Let's go to Bali. Let's go here. Like I want to be able to just bring the homies with me, and just build something with that, and then like put my homies on the same way I got put on,
Mm.
and then we all get to a point where like we're just living life all the homies, all the family, all the cousins. Like I'm able to just make everybody's lives better. Like
That's
that's the
the
goal.
that's the goal as well. And the funniest thing is like having like made all the money and haven't had the freedom. I'm like not saying I'm that guy, but I'm just saying like once you've achieved that, you realize none of that matters because still the best thing and like the funnest thing in life is literally being with like three or four of like your good homies and just sitting around talking shit.
Yeah.
Like all the best times in my life was like being in Dubai with like the boys driving supercars and just like talking shit, or being in Japan with like five of my closest homies just talking shit. Being with your boys and just like literally doing dumb shit is the best experience as a
That's
man.
literally it.
So all I think you really need to have like as your goal is like get a level of financial freedom, get your bag up to the point where you can just experience cool shit with your homies. But like same like I'm sure it's the
And one of
same
the
for you.
main things that I want to say, so y'all motherfuckers get the memo, all like the little lady friends, all the hush, like whatever you want to call them, like that is nothing but a distraction. Every single time that I've ever wanted to go talk to a girl or try to start some shit, it would pull me away from my business. It would pull
Mm,
me away from where I needed to be, all because I wanted to spend time with her, make her feel appreciated, this, that, the third.
worst thing you can ever do.
It's not the okay. So look, it's not the worst. Hold on, because if
No,
you
no,
find
no.
a good girl, like you
No.
get what I'm saying.
Let me land. Let
As
me land.
long as you find a girl that's gonna help you pursue what you want to do and make you get to where you want to be, then by all means, put the ring on that. But 9 times out of 10, bro, whenever you're young and you're starting and you're doing this, you see a lot of females, and a lot of females will give you a lot of attention, and then that's when you just start going like this. You like a little kid in the candy shop, and then you start picking and choosing, and instead of you start like your appetite starts to get a little shit because you're eating too much sweets, and then you start to feel like shit, and then
Mm.
you crash and you want to take a nap.
What I tell people is like to never get fucked over in relationships or never get fucked up on life based on this is just understand that it doesn't matter who she is, it doesn't matter, if it's even your wife, but she does not complete you as a man. It's like you need to be the complete package, completely happy with where you're at and where your life's at, and basically be the most actualized version of yourself and understand that adding a female in doesn't complete you or doesn't um, finish who you are or determine who you are as a man, because that's where people get it fucked up. That then they lose the girl, they lose the girl and their life is over,
Yeah,
right? So
because they put everything into it, and then they feel like they can't find a new one, and they're just like, I loved her, I loved her, I loved her. I'm this, I'm that. Bro, that's literally the reason why I don't want to be in a relationship right now. Only
exactly,
because like I am such a love bomber, and I like to provide. I can still like right now I can get a girl and I can provide for her and I can get her what she wants. I can do all that. But then it'll hold me back from doing shit like this,
mm,
like being able to invest in myself, being able to take these random ass flights, being able to go buy some stupid shit just so it can like look good for the camera, or just like anything of that. It'll stop me from that because all I'm doing is putting my time and energy all into her,
yeah,
and then I'm just providing for her, and I'm not doing anything for myself
yeah,
because I'm a love bomber. I'm always fucking like if I see you and you want something and you're just head over heels for it, I'm gonna go grab that shit for you. I'm gonna go make you feel like you're the only girl in the world. This, that, and the third. But bro, not right now. I can't.
yeah,
I can't. I can't. I can't.
yeah. I just think you need to you need to like become basically the guy that is gonna be able to one provide for like your girl and your family to the level you want to do it to, which is for us like a crazy level. Like I want to be able to perfect house, perfect life, like everything. So it's like that's gonna cost money, but then it's also like you got to be so like you. I don't think we have like a kind of warped sense of reality. Like 90% of dudes don't speak to women, don't have any like,
They're afraid of being turned down, bro. Like the worst a girl can say is no.
but
Obviously, there's worse shit that girls say just to make a dude feel a lot worse. But like, they're just so intimidated about the female and just like, just because she has a vagina, she can't do this. She'll make me feel like this. She'll make me feel like that.
yeah.
Oh, she's gonna go back and talk to all her friends about me. Then like, bro,
But the
who
main
gives
thing
a
is like
fuck?
90% of the guys have not done any internal work at all to even be ready for like
Because
a
they're not
female.
confident.
Exactly, but it's like that's because there's no, and I'm not talking about like obviously like getting your money up and stuff is one thing, but like a lot of guys value the female more than they value themselves. So
Yeah.
it's like you're putting yourself at a disadvantage immediately when you're going into this relationship. She's on the pedestal. You're like, oh, I bagged her, I bagged her. She's obviously going to end up leaving you. So it's like always focus on the internal, always focus on yourself, and just work on becoming the guy that is attractive. And then you can choose what you want.
Bro,
You know
you
what I mean?
can literally like point at a girl and just be like, go talk to her. And I'll literally go over there, I'll have a conversation with her. If I get the number, sometimes I literally just do it just to go talk to a girl.
You have to. That's
No. But like, I don't ask for a number. I don't ask
no.
what you're doing after. I literally just go buy her a drink. We talk. We chill. This that. If I feel it, I feel it. And if I don't feel it, I'll be like, all right, it was lovely meeting you. And I turn around and go on by my
But
night.
that's the best way to be because so many guys get it fucked up and they're like controlled by their lust. So they go up to a girl and they're instantly thinking, "Can I get a number? Can I clap cheeks?" And
Yeah.
all this shit. And that's what fucks you up because she's even approaching a female with that in your mind puts you at the disadvantage. When something comes to you and it's like free, you're immediately trying to pick out like what's wrong with it, right? Because you're like, I have the choice now. You want the thing that chooses you. You
Yeah,
don't want to go
exactly.
up and try to
Bro, literally,
force.
see, look, I'm an idiot. I like what I can't have. So when a girl shows no interest in me, that's when I'll be like, okay, you don't show, okay, watch this. And then I try and then I try and I chase and I chase. I eventually get it, but like it just takes so much longer and it takes so much energy and it puts me in such a further place of where I need to be because I'm putting all my time and energy into bagging this one girl and it just makes her look so much better. I was
Yeah.
really sitting down with
Then you
Darren.
put yourself at a
Yeah, I
disadvantage.
was really sitting down with Darren and I was talking about one of the things over here. And I was like, bro, I love her, bro. Like, I love her. She's amazing. She's beautiful. She's there. And he looks at me. He goes, it's because you can't have her. And I looked at him and I was just like,
Yeah.
you right.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. But another thing that stops a lot of guys from going up to girls is because they're okay with just, y'all got to stop that shit.
Yeah.
Literally, bro, it's pixels on the phone. You're a grown ass man and you're literally spanking your shit to a girl
Yeah.
who's never going to see you, who's never going to talk to you. And bro, it's
And
literally
you're literally cucking yourself as well. Like you
you're
literally,
fucking yourself, bro.
yeah,
You're fucking
it's
yourself.
gay. It's honestly gay because you're stroking to another man. So
You're stroking it to
that's
another man getting some.
that's a prerequisite. Is like, don't do that. You cannot. But it's a deeper it's a deeper fundamental issue with people. Is like they don't control their lust. They don't control their pleasures. And a man with no purpose distracts himself with pleasure. So when you don't have shit going on, the idle mind is a devil's workshop. So then you're doing that, and then you're doing this, and you're controlled by your lust, and then you just never build anything. It fucks your relationships up, but it honestly fucks your whole life up when you're doing
Bro,
that shit.
it literally
How do
fucks
you
your whole
expect
mental,
to
bro. Like your mental
exactly?
clarity is just cooked because all you know is, okay, I'm gonna spend the whole day doing this. I can't wait till I get home because I got my little sock in the drawer, I got my little blanket in the drawer, I got my little pocket in the drawer, I got whatever I need in my drawer, and I'm just gonna go crazy when I get
Yeah.
home and just go to sleep.
And then you're gonna expect to like actually be able to speak to a female and have a real life connection when you've just been
You just been spanking your shit 24/7 to
exactly.
pixels.
You think Genghis Khan? You think Alexander the Great was sitting there stroking that
Bro,
shit? Hell no.
I can't believe we went from building coliseums and fighting lions to drinking matchas, bro.
March is fired.
No, bro.
It's fucking.
It's so nasty, bro.
But no, so fundamental understandings of basically what we've spoken about here today is always focus on self development, never prioritize things, prioritize God, prioritize being able to lead spiritually, prioritize being able to lead not spiritually, mentally, physically, everything, and then don't stroke your shit,
And
basically.
one of the things that bro, literally, oh my gosh. On this journey of self development, I have learned nothing but to be able to give the best version of myself to everybody I meet. That was literally one of the, because I always thought like I had to be cool with one person or different to another. No, bro. Literally, me being me to everybody I meet have opened so many doors for me, has built so many beautiful connections, so many beautiful friendships, all from just being myself and giving that same inner child to every other person. Some people's gonna love it, some people are not gonna like it. The people that don't like it, those are the people you don't need in your life. If they're not bringing you happiness, peace, or money, they gotta go, bro. It's literally that
Can't
simple.
work with that.
You can't miss it. You can't miss it.
Tight. But that's pretty much like the fundamental understanding. That's a bit about Flacco's story, how he made it out the trenches. There's obviously a lot more to that. You might get into it one day, but
Yeah, I'm an open book. Like if somebody ever has like any question, or they need some help in life, or they whatever, like, or you want to know anything about me, literally just text me, just DM me, do whatever you want. I'm literally like the most. Oh, I don't have any skeletons in my closet. Everything that I've ever been through, everything that I've ever hidden, like I give it out. Like there's no reason to hide anything anymore, bro.
he's facts. He'll tell you if he claps some shit when he shouldn't have. He'll tell you like everything. So
Like literally, I talk to him on the daily about what I be doing, and then I tell him that I fall short every day because I fall. Like, I'm a grown ass man, and I believe in the Lord, and I try every day, and I go to church every day, and I yet still fall short every day. My lustful actions still take over. I am not perfect. We still go through shit, and that's just the way life goes. Like
we fall short every day, but we love the Lord, we love God, and we making it to the kingdom.
like this, like that.